Ranjit Hettiarachchi from Asian Confederation of Credit Unions. Today we are offering for one session to our members and our member organization to provide assistance to our members to help themselves. The title is a financial literacy for members. This topic has been discussed at various level at the level of the member, pre-member education program and membership campaign program. Almost the last 5 years, part of our CUNY program, Credit Union on Microfinance Innovation, how we could help the members to understand the money managing skill and habit. The title is a financial literacy program. Uh, it's a very common status. It's a very common status. Many people really do not get to understand the role of the credit union. They believe that it's similar to the other financial institution by mobilizing, saving, and granting loan. The credit union mission is go beyond that. It's providing opportunity to members to reach their financial destinations. So it's very important every individual member or family to have the financial dream. Then we can put into the destination. In our school curriculum, there is no subject matter to learn about managing the money. Even the most educated people are not able to managing their cash flow and they have become a bankrupt. So it's not necessary to tell the more poorest among poor people day to day their cash flow could not manage properly and they will have a huge difficult time to manage in the life. Especially during this period, 204 countries around the world has locked down, no economic activity, a curfew or lockdown is not able to people to do the daily day activity. Most of the people are waiting for the government subsidy and maybe relatives help to managing day-to-day basic needs. I think this time is very important to reinforce our value of the credit union. This is how we read it, Mr. William Rapations. The credit union must not confine themselves to granting loan. Their main objective should be control the use of money to improve the moral and physical value of the people and will to act by themselves. It has a broader understanding to helping to members to help themselves managing their money and they will not spending their money unnecessarily. They will be wisely using this financial literacy. But even though they have not talked around 150 years word, the role of the credit union to help the members to understand that their way of living condition. Let's see how the credit union help ordinary people to achieve their financial freedom, enable people to grow, and people's help the members to take control of their finance. I think this is very important financial literacy, not people uh, able to control the money. If not, money will control your behavior and your path. So this is why we're going to emphasize a basic tips and basic guidelines on financial literacy today. The mission, we are in the business, that's no doubt about the credit unions, provide a financial service to members at the lowest cost. So we need to understand whenever our financial services, as much as possible, is not the cheap, it's the lowest cost level. Let's go to the financial literacy. What are the steps, component? There are 6 components I'm going to do very briefly, and then you will be able to internalize yourself. Determine your current financial situation, and then we'll move forward to develop your financial goals in the life stages and train. And let's identify alternative courses of the action, and again evaluate your alternatives, which is to check in again and create and implement your financial action plan, and review and revise your plan continuously, your life stage, every life stage. Let's go to the what are the steps to do the how you can do analyzing your financial status, current status. It's very simple. Uh, Check your all the assets, you are current assets and liability you have. Just list down all this what you have, not inherited assets, and your asset you got it from your learning. Now you can see, and then you can easy your all the liabilities. It's very simple. When you have assets and liability, then you can see what is your net worth. You are lucky if it is a plus. So that is the end. You can see whatever the plus amount, so that you can be proud how you are competent and how you are prudent in managing your money. Unfortunately, it become minus. That means the liability is high. I think we really has to see something's gone wrong. So why it's happened to now? Now you need to check. It happened because we did not have a habit or practice maintaining the financial records. Every financial institution or any other institution, corporate and company, they maintain the financial records. But individual people, they do not know what's their cash flow, how much they are earning, how they are spending. That is why most of the salary earners, when it's reaching the last week of the month, they call broke. They have no cash liquidity. So what's the easiest way they do? They borrow from the money lender, and then they accumulating little, and then it's become a crisis, believe or not. Some family has to come to that level. When you're borrowing your salary, when you're drawing salary, your debt is higher than your salary. Whatever your income coming higher, that is happen because it is not your intention, but it's unintentionally it happened. So why it's happened again? You will never keep the tracking your income and expenditure. This is what we want to ask you. Kindly tracking your income and expenditure. My humble suggestions is you anyone should not spend in advance assuming you are receiving income, unless otherwise you receive really your income. Do not anticipate and then you spend. This is a huge mistake. I hope that the cash flow analysis is a very important to determine your status. Now very clear. So now you have a current status. Now let's see our next stage is go to the developing your financial goals. Active has developed the financial literacy program. part of the financial literacy program, there are stages of life. There are 11, and every stage we consider as a transition of your life. So looking this your transition of life, you have to set the financial goals. So it's a short term, an intermediate, and a long term, as you can put it. But you need to have a dream. Every transition, your financial goal has to be very, very specific and measurable, attainable, realistic. So that's called smart process. Kindly anticipate. One I want to highlight, when you are setting your financial goals, never ever going to imitate your friends, relatives, or other your anyone. So kindly look at your value of your life, and then you have to prepare your finance. It's very important to think about your financial values. It's not only the money. The money is not the money. So the money is very important for us to have a decent life, but do not sacrifice your whole life for the money. So then you don't live. You chasing the money and money and money. End of the day, you never able to be happy. Reasonable value of the money, and when you are spending, and make clear, understand it has a value. When you are setting the financial goals, it's very important to look at your family members to be a part of this conversations. But they should be a part of the setting goals. So then it is a family goal. So then everybody have a certain responsibility maintaining their family life. So I hope this will be very important everyone to understand your life. Again, once I mentioned that the financial is only our means, it's not the everything. So that means you have to look at your whole goal, find your goals beyond the financial. Do not look it only for the your life is goal is a financial goal. It's more than that. So that's now, after setting the financial goals for every stage of life, now we need to move to the next level. Identifying alternative courses for action. It's very important. Every household, I think it has economy, house economy, so very unique. Kindly deeply study the options available to you to meet your financial goals. So how many people are earning capacity? What is how you can improve the earning capacity, or you can reduce your expenditure lifestyle, and also to look at there are every financial goals is not only one way, multitude of way to meet the each financial goals. So this is very important and easy to understand. Another one, when you are setting the financial goal, determine whether what goal has effect to the other goals. I can take easy the way that your health goal has effect to the various way. And if you are putting to the your educations and career professional education has effect to the other goals. I think it has a combination. It is complex, but do not take every goal as a single way. It is complementary each goal. So that's the way when you are looking for alternative, you have to look at. Now we go to the fourth action. So evaluate your alternatives. Now, before putting to the action, select a strategy to employ to complete your financial plan. Is a very important part. It is has to be very specifically written. Look at all the remember that all the choices involved for the opportunity cost. So it is not only the one way. Opportunity cost is looking for the options. So take example, I am going to have a buy the car. So that it has a huge capital cost involvement. Or I am looking to number of trips I am going to use it per year, and then see that number of years I'm using public transport or another hiring vehicle, how much the cost. So this is how you need to look at the opportunity cost. So it will be a more intelligence and you review. In case if you have a difficulty to analyzing opportunity cost, even you can find one of the person who has a financial technical person to help, and then you can go to the Google and you can do research and potential to take before take a decision, some research that will help them. And always be able to understand, recognize that uncertainty will always be the part of our picture. I think that is a very important now. People who never ever had an experience this time, never ever anticipated. So that is why I prefer everyone need to keep part of your financial planning at least a 6 month your budget expenses to basic cost maintain. That should be a number one, your financial goal. Before we go to the different life stages transition, everyone need to have a safety fund by themselves. It could name it either emergency fund, or it could be that your own safety fund, whatever we call. I think credit union should able to promote such a important lifestyle. Another one important part, it is not it's not the within 24 hours you can build. It's accumulating. Take example, the person who involving economic activity by age of 18 or 20, 24, that's time you need to have a set aside little by little, little habit has a habit. Okay, this is my emergency fund within 5 years time, within 6 years time. So you will accumulate it. So maybe based on your earning capacity, maybe 5% or maybe 10%. So if you are a little bit larger income, maybe 25%. So maybe you can start for your own saving. Next, now is the implementation part. So we have very clear financial plan. It's a big picture. It's like a blueprint of the before we start our housing construction. So every life stage has a certain landmark. It might be need of money. So you have a very in advance from womb to grave, and it has a kind of mapping, and then you need to decide all the time your financial goal, pursue, and you have to put it to the, you have to write your own decision. Never ever give up. And then it's very important, you need to prepare your budget, incorporate it with the financial goals. If you are not incorporating your budget to the financial plan, you will never ever going to reach your financial goal. It is actually the one coins both sides. So it is no one can be a rich overnight. No one can overcome the financial your in debt overnight, but every action little has a certain contribution to overcome and to reach your financial goal. So that is what you need to write and read and implement your financial plan. Last not least, again, review and revise your financial plan. The things very important, your financial plan is a working document, it's not in the books. day to day you have to look it, and year by year you have to look it, month by you have to look it with the family whether we are rich. If not, you have to review and you have to reset your financial goal. It's very important. Every changes of the financial goal, you need to discuss your family because they are the stakeholders to your financial plan. Without financial their contribution, their support, you may not be able to reach the goal. The last not least, this is very important. Our lifestyle has created the inequality. I know that is a very, very complex word, inequality. But however, inequality has become one of the biggest obstacles to the rapid economic development. But please look at you also creating inequality by yourself because without the reparation is a very very important reparation word. Without member participations, without their own contributions, the credit union could not help. Even it says that giving the handout, giving the subsidy will not help. That's the reparation statement unless otherwise they have participated. So that is why I will summarize. And once you're born as a poor, it's not your mistake. It's a given situation because you're family. But if you, the day you die as a poor, I think you have to think twice. It is has to be admitted by your responsibility. Once again, thank you very much for participating. Financial literacy training, time to time, we are coming for the different topic. So if you think it's very good for you and share with your members, maybe it's a English language is a kind of a constraint for to communicate. Maybe anyone can use it the same contents in the local language and spread. Once again, thank you very much. Stay at home during the COVID-19. Thank you so much.